Shorty's body plus 5 cunt nuns. Chop one up, got 2 more done. I ain't sick, wanted this my fun. Grab a gun, paint his walls with lungs. Talking to my ghosts and only they know. All these spirits round me, but I ain't got no halo. Kill a politician with a Draco. Burn every pig so they die slow. Five dead bodies plus the eyes of a nun. One go ahead, I'm the god of the damn. 5 dead bodies plus the eyes of a nun. One go ahead, I'm the god of the damn. One go ahead, I'm the god of the damn. One go ahead, I'm the god of the damn.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 19 of HorrorCorridor, and we are here with the head of YesSER Entertainment, Crackle Kapone. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. What's going on, buddy?
Hey.
I'm good. You know, just politicking and rolacking and whatnot.
For sure, man. How hot is it over there? You're in North Carolina, right?
Oh, dude, we've been on a fucking heat advisory for like the last 2 weeks. It's been like, today it was 109.
Damn.
Yeah, it's fucking hardcore parkour.
Holy shit, man. We got 108 like last year, I think, and that was a record over here. So I couldn't live like that.
You at?
I'm in Olympia, Washington, like northwest, other side of the country. Cool, man. So do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Well, yeah, sure, man. My name's Crackle Kapone. I'm a fucking, I guess, I mean, when you say introduce yourself, what do you mean?
What do you do? Because you don't just rap. You do a lot of things. And what is, like, yeah, just to kind of explain what you got going.
Well, pretty much, yeah. Although I rap, I also record, mix, master. I run a studio here in North Carolina, and I produce a lot of like the young talent in Harnett County and like Central North Carolina. And yeah, dude, we do everything from marketing to fucking shows to everything. Like, what, as far as like YesSER Ent is concerned, like it's a one-stop shop, so people can come here, get services they need, and you know they can like make some shit happen.
That's awesome, man. I think like every location needs somewhere like that where the artists can go and get their shit professional, you know. So that's cool.
Yeah. And like, you know, there's definitely other places around here, but you know, we just don't like shit on everyone, so it works out a little better.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So what originally got you into music? Before you were even got into rap, what got you into music? What was your first kind of interest?
I've always been drawn to art in general, and especially like hip hop. You know what I mean? I really, really fucked with hip hop at an early age. Like, I remember watching like fucking MTV Music Awards and like shit like that. And then eventually, like, I dove deeper into like Murder Dog Magazine and Ozone and shit like that. And yeah, man, I've always just been into art. Like, dude, I've been rapping since I was like 12.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, is that? I think I read somewhere in one of your bios, like that's when YesSER started, right? Yeah. We've been grinding for a minute. Like, it used to be called South Irwin Records, like named after kind of like where we're from. But like the whole YesSER thing came about when we just like, I was just sitting around and, you know, we're just kicking ideas or whatever, man. We just came to the conclusion, like, you know, you experience struggles and shouldn't expect rest. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what YesSER stands for. It's like an acronym. And that's pretty much like the mentality that I've always kind of kept with everything. It's like, you know, you're gonna go through shit, and it's either you can work the shovel or live in shit. So it's like, you know, that's kind of like been my whole way with it. And like I've had like different situations with labels and shit like that, but like I've never really been like fully signed. Like, I never really signed a record deal. You know what I mean? Like, I've had distribution deals with like multiple different people and shit. And like, I wanted my own company to put shit out through. Yeah. Yeah. You probably have gotten a ton of offers over the years just because your stuff's professional. And I think you cater to a lot of different sounds and people. And so, but that's cool that you're just doing your own thing though. Kind of like running your own label and business. So that's great. So when did you kind of discover like the Juggalo, horrorcore, wicked shit. Because I mean, just to kind of let's go first into your sound. I think that's a very important thing about you, is you don't just do one sound. When you first messaged me, actually, that's kind of how we met. Is you reached out to me, you were like, hey, I'm down to do an episode sometime when you have time, and now we're getting around to it. But like over that time, I've been listening to a lot because you told me a couple albums to start with, so I started with those, and then I went down a rabbit hole, and I'm like, damn, this guy is really talented. There's a lot there to listen to, a lot of different sounds. And what kind of sounds would you say that you do?
I make music for the cult, baby. Just make music for the cult. You know what I mean? And every supporter. I don't really have a genre, man. Like, if you go to my YouTube like algorithm and look at like shit that I listen to, like I listen to everything from like horrorcore shit to like underground blues music to like fucking Robert Johnson. You know what I mean? Like everything under the sun. So it's like I never wanted to be. I'd rap, Avo, but like as far as like genre production, like I never wanted to be like tied down to any of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then I think lyrically, you're a lot different than a lot of other artists. I really like your style of lyrics. I think that's one thing that really draws me to your music is you're very visual. You come up with, you put people into the state of mind of a, well, in some songs you're a psychopath. Other songs, broken man from a really small town. I think you got a lot of that is like autobiographical kind of stuff.
A good song.
Yeah. And but yeah, there's just a lot of description. It's very poetic, it's very descriptive. Some of it's horrorcore, some of it's more I was kind of thinking like Everlast a little bit, like with the
I can get that. I can see that. I fucks with Everlast, so that's cool.
He talks about, you know, like the dark side of life a lot of the time, you know, drug relapse and overdose and suicide, stuff like that. I think a lot of that stuff I see in your music too. So, and yeah, and like La Coca Nostra and all that stuff. I'd say like your sound is a lot different than Everlast, but lyrically, but and then your vocals are really cool too. You got a very raspy voice, which is it stands out a lot. If you have features, first time I actually heard you was before you reached out to me, and that was on Bloodshot's his newest album, newest full length, which was Reap What You Sow, and you were on God of the Damned. I think that was the name of the song. Fucking slapping track, man.
Appreciate it.
And your voice really comes out on that, and it goes good with Bloodshot because you guys both got the raspy voice.
That's my boy, man. Hopefully he watches this and he'll be like hurried up with our secret project we got going on.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Hopefully, you know, he'll be inspired and be like, oh shit, I need to get this done.
You got any spoilers on that?
There's it. That's it. Secret project right there.
I was gonna say though, I think Horror Crunk would be a great, like if you didn't have your own thing going, be a great home for you because you got that crunk sound, especially on I don't know how to pronounce it, but your album Thiemia.
Alexa
Thiemia. I would say that's a crunk album through and through. Like
that's about the Alexa Thiemia is a mental condition where you can't feel empathy towards others.
Okay. That's cool.
You know, a little fun fact. Like I always try to make the albums like some cool shit, like some cool title that like summarize what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, it's always really deep. I feel like it's never with your shit. It's never just like, I don't know. It's never just like a surface level thing. Especially your newest album, Liquid 7 Dimensions, is. It's a very deep album. Every song is very deep. I would love to like kind of bring up a track list of some of the songs, but like it starts off with Harnett County, which is just very, found a body chopped up in the river. Got the something liver. I don't know. I don't remember the whole rhyme scheme, man. But it starts off horrorcore pretty much. Then it goes more.
That was a true story. That shit like really happened.
Oh shit! You want to talk about that a little bit?
I mean, I don't personally know the person. That was just an article in the it was just an article in the newspaper, man. Like that shit happens every day around here, man. Like Harnett County, it's a beautiful town. You know what I mean? Like, if you're into like small town shit, but I mean, there's a lot of like bad shit that goes on, just like any small town is. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, man, like that's like it's welcome to fucking Harnett County. You know what I mean? That's where I'm from. I was born. Well, I wasn't born here. I was born in South Carolina, but I grew up in Harnett County. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty much from Harnett County. I've spent like maybe less than a year in South Carolina as far as like lifespan type shit.
All right. So. Oh, you said South Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
I said North Carolina. I think at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I am. Well, no. That's what I'm saying. I'm from North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
I was born in South Carolina, but like I'm pretty much from North Carolina.
Okay.
Harnett County, North Carolina. That's like where I pretty much grew up. You know what I mean?
Right on, man. Okay. Good to get that straight. DMT, it's another really, really good track. So is the lyric in the chorus, I'm in a meth lab eating vegan?
Yes.
That is a line right there that I just can't wrap my head around every time I hear it. So what is that, man? Like,
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in a meth lab eating healthy.
Yeah. I love it, man. It's like a contradictory line.
It's a double entendre.
People change just like the seasons. I love it.
Yeah, man. That whole album was pretty cool, man. Like, to give you like a background, dude, I did that whole album on LSD. Like, that entire album was done on pure fucking LSD. I straight did acid on that bitch.
Were you like heavy tripping like during the writing process, or were you kind of like microdosing?
Nah. Like I did well, I mean, I would do like a tab, 1 tab, 2 tabs. Like I never go overboard. Nothing no more than 2 tabs. I ain't trying to get super groovy. You know what I mean? Yep. But like I do like 2 tabs at most. Normally like 1. But like definitely like basically I would take the L and then just fucking record, man. And just work on songs. Like I would do like 2-3 songs a night. And like I did it throughout like a 2-month process.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. If you notice, that's the initials of the album.
Yeah, I did. Like kind of also like Lucky Sky Diamond or Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and stuff. Yeah. I mean, you even you got Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds is even in a song. It's with Nova J Adore, yeah, that's a sick song. But the next one, Die Today, track 3 though, that's my favorite off the whole album. I bump that shit all the time.
I appreciate it. I dig that shit too.
Just a fucking anthem, man. Never gets old. It's really sweet. The backing track almost reminds me of like Smashing Pumpkins or something, and that's kind of what I was gonna like say is like you have every sound. Like there's alternative, there's rock, there's country, there's trap, horrorcore. It's crazy, man. So
pretty much, man. What you want, dog? Yeah. Like what you want? God damn it.
For sure. And we're gonna get into your new album soon. I really want to hear like what sounds and what themes you're gonna go with on that one, especially with like how crazy the title is. So, hell yeah, man. I mean, why don't we just get into it now? What's your next album called?
The Chinese Restaurants Closed on Mondays.
And what got you to come up with that title?
It's a real title.
Your local Chinese restaurants always close on Mondays?
Honestly, bro, most Chinese restaurants are closed on Mondays.
Okay.
Not all of them. But I guarantee you, if you look up, like, this coming up Monday, you're like, you know what, I want to go get some Chinese food or just Asian food in general. Yeah. Chances are one of them's going to be closed. Yeah,
that's actually what happened to me on Sunday. We wanted to go get some banh mi sandwiches, and we ended up getting Greek food, so...
Can't go wrong with some Greek.
Oh, yeah, it was great. Shawarma sandwiches. Love it. But, cool, yeah, man. Do you want to kind of explain, like, what themes you're going to be going into on that one? Because, I mean, we didn't fully cover Liquid 7 Dimensions, but, like, just like I've said before, you go into a lot of different, like, lyrical content in here. There's a couple songs that are full on horrorcore. There's songs that are half horrorcore, half other stuff. There's a few very emotional songs. You got your single Allison on there, which is a fucking banger. That song I would say is alternative, like through and through.
Sure.
Very, very much an alternative rock song. But I mean, it has rap in it. But Apple Pie, very country themed. Hell yeah, man! And then Taurus Judge too. That song, like, that has some Boondocks vibes on it. Like
Free Chaos. That's got Young Chaos, which is like one of the top up and coming North Carolina artists. He got recently incarcerated on some bullshit, and yeah, well, you know, shit happens, but he's gonna come out bigger and better. And yeah, man. So that's my boy. I love Chaos to death. But yeah, dude, like I try to touch on all genres, because you know it gets kind of stale listening to an album that just sounds the same. I feel like, you know what I mean. And two, again, I just like doing different shit. Now the new album is like it's hip hop. It's pretty hip hop, I would say. There's definitely, like, you know, other elements in it for sure. I would say it's more hip hop. It's more political based too. It's real, bro. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like, I gave that title because that's a real title, because it's a real album. You know what I mean? Like, it's very much like some very real politically charged shit, different emotional shit. Like, it's pretty good. Like, I'm waiting on the artwork right now. Hopefully that shit comes in. I got like tons of cool ass ideas and like a marketing way out. We're gonna do it, and like the supporters can like get different shit. It's gonna be fucking cool. I can't wait. I can't wait to like lay it all out. Motherfuckers gonna love it.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, it's cool. You get into like society, politics too. I didn't really mention that too much, but you don't really kick the like hornet's nest too far on either side. You're more just kind of going at the whole authority base, kind of the way that people are being held down by establishment in general, whether it be either side. I think that's cool, because I think people right now need to relate to just the working class struggle in general and not taking sides on politics. So it's cool. I mean, you have a couple pokes on I mean, I don't like remember, but you poke on each side a couple times.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, I don't fuck with Republicans or Democrats.
Yeah.
Like, hell, I really don't. I don't fuck with a lot of libertarians. You know what I mean? Or like independents. You know what I mean? It's, to me, that labelism shit is just that, man. It's a fucking label. Like, if I would consider myself a modern anarchist or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and that's kind of where I go too with me. I mean, you got anarchy logos in your shit, but I mean, obviously you're not like a fucking anarchy rapper, but like if you listen to your politics, they're very not like socialism or anything, but it's more like just do what makes you happy and do what makes your spirit feel free.
Well, I'm pro-human. You know what I mean? I'm pro fucking do whatever the fuck you want to do, as long as it don't impede on another person's liberties.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck them. Like, you know, whatever you want to do, man. Like, you want to open up a business, do that shit. Like,
I think that's cool, and I think that's what a lot of Juggalos too. People in Juggalos, horrorcore, in any underground scene, even like the underground horror movie scene, I feel like a lot of people kind of align with those opinions too, because especially with all the censorship out there, you start to realize. I mean, back in the 90s, we had like Tipper Gore and shit like that. And nowadays, we had fucking Donald Trump, and probably Biden at some point did it too.
Biden for sure.
Yeah. And it's just like, we both, doesn't matter what side, they're always coming at the art for being
because
dangerous.
Like, art can open up a person's like thought process. You know what I mean? Like, art is one of the only things that we as humans like have kept around since the beginning of humans. You know what I mean? You can go to different caves where we've drawn shit. You can go to like they got old ass Renaissance paintings that's still fucking regarded as like some unique image. Art, like, they try to censor art because if it goes political, it could fuck up their whole thing.
Nope.
That's the reason, like, when we got listed as an FBI fucking gang watch, whatever the fuck. Like, that's what happened. Now, it wasn't because, like, you know, Juggalos are fucking gangbang, fucking ganged out. It's because if this shit goes political, if Violent J comes out today and is like, all right, Juggalos, fucking no more goddamn drinking Fago. We drink only water. I'm doing workouts. Fucking, I want all Juggalos and Juggalettes to fucking just work out and goddamn be in the gym and shit. You know what I mean? Healthy lifestyle and vote for fucking insert political party here. That shit would fucking take over it. Like, Bo, it would be like, there's so many of us, that shit would be over in like 2.5 seconds. So, like, to stop that, fucking, label them as a gang. And you can say it was just on surface value of, oh, there were some motherfuckers that were claiming to be a gang and stabbed someone with a hatchet, so that's why they got listed. But is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tons of motherfuckers listen to fucking Kiss, and it's probably killed somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, it was to me, it was very similar to the 80s and 90s satanic panic movement, which I don't know if you ever heard about that, but that was
I followed it. Everybody thought they were vampires and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up in the 90s, you know what I mean?
Well,
I grew up in the early 2000s. I'm 32.
Yeah.
So like I was in like my time frame of growth is pretty much like 99. I was like 9 years old type shit.
So for us, it was more the Marilyn Manson, Columbine, Doom. That was the fear mongering that we kind of aligned with, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's still kind of the same format. I mean, at the end of the day, they have this shit like insiders use that shit as like a form of controlism. Like, motherfuckers, like, have you ever noticed every fucking mass serial like killer ever that's like killed somebody has a fucking AR or an AK? Like, how in the fuck does every mass serial killer have an AK? Now, I get it. There's tools of a trade, right? Like, if I was a fucking carpenter, I would have a hammer. But if it was a different carpenter, he's gonna have a slightly different hammer. Or he might not even use a fucking hammer. He might use fucking a goddamn slapjack or some shit. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying, goddamn, it's mighty coincidental. Every goddamn serial killer has a fucking AK, right? And what I'm getting at is fucking, it always traces back to like the FBI saying, we gotta get rid of the fucking AK. So it's just like, that's the panic right there. Like they control that shit to keep you divided. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When the satanic panic came out, it was the same shit. They even blamed it on a fucking house. The Amityville house shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I think a really good example, you know, the guinea pig movies from Japan, the torture movies, guinea pig.
Nah, I gotta Google this.
Flower of Flesh and Blood and shit.
Okay,
they were like fake snuff movies. The ones that Charlie Sheen found, and he thought that it was real snuff, and like fucking reported it to the FBI, and they had to make a making of film to prove. But anyway, an actual serial killer was found in Japan with that shit, with the guinea pig movies, sometime in the 2000s, and all the movies got pulled from shelves and stuff, and now the actors are like taking their names off the movie and shit like that. And yeah, it's just the same thing. It's you know, the serial killer, just because he owned the movie, they're trying to like ban and get rid of that shit and erase it, and it's like, it's just art, you know.
Well, I mean, again though, it goes back to being controlled, man. Like if it causes some type of friction within like the insiders is fucking, and when I say insiders, I'm saying like, you know, the 5 major families and shit like that run our actual world and shit. Like when I say that, like it fucking, like, that's if it interrupts what the fuck they got going on, it's a problem. You know what I mean? Even if it's the slightest, you know what I mean? So again, different strokes, different folks. I just feel like fucking censorship is like at an all-time high. And
oh yeah, especially if you're an artist like yourself or anyone, doesn't matter if you're fucking Bloodshot or ICP, you're probably noticing.
Can you
like,
imagine if fucking King Gordy came out like during this time? I mean, he's out right now. I love Gordy. That's my bro.
Yeah.
But fucking like say if he dropped like fucking King of Horrorcore like right now, and he had like the buzz
or
that he
Jesus
had
Christ Mistress or something like
oh,
that.
Man, that's hard. It's hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I personally, I love those records. I mean,
shit just gets buried pretty quick, you know. And a part of it is because there's like an oversaturation of content, so you're competing with a lot of other people. But then another thing is, if you don't pay up to these social media networks, you're fucked. Everybody, I'm sure all our listeners know about the shit. It's fucking way out there. You can look it up, but yeah, it's tough in the underground if you're doing social media and shit.
Well, I mean, it has certainly changed, man. Like me growing up, like this shit's a completely different 180. Like I've been making music since like the early 2000s, right? Since like 2002 ish.
Yeah.
And like I've been doing this shit for so long, man. I've seen motherfuckers like we used to grind with CDs and shit. We don't do that. I will say like it's starting to get back, right? Like before COVID, the shit was getting kind of stale. I felt like shit was running dry. Now it's been like a revamp, like the Blaze tour, fucking the one that him and not Cottonmouth Kings, but the other cats. Fucking
King Click.
King Click, yeah. Fucking the shit with them, that shit was jumping, bro. Every show had motherfuckers at it. Like,
yeah.
But growing up, man, fucking dude, I remember going to like ICP shows. Like I've been a Juggalo since I was like 10 years old. So like I found out about them through like you remember BMG and shit you would get out of magazines? Like you would just randomly take them and like you would get free, like 10 free CDs and tell them to fuck yourself.
Then they try to sign up and then you'd be like, no, I don't live here anymore.
Fuck out of here. I want my 10 free CDs for fucking $1.
Yep.
So I don't know how the fuck that's gotta be how they went out of business. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
But anyway, damn, I saw they had. I was a big ODB fan, and I saw that they had ODB on the Jake and Jack Jekyll.
Yeah, that was
crazy. That's what sold it. And then I listened to that record and like that whole album. I was like, yo, this is the shit. Why ain't these guys fucking millionaires? And like I've been following them since like the first gathering, shit like that. Like you know what I mean? And it's like the shit has grown. It's grown. Like even like dude, LSP fucking grosses like damn near fucking $100,000 every year. Like fucking, it's fucking beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's cool to see like fucking the underground making money and like this shit actually like achieving shit so people can do this shit for a living.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the beautiful part of it.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
I remember when like Low Key first came out. Like fucking The House. Then The House 2.
House 2. Those are good.
House 2 with the Child on there. Oh, man. That Child record. I listen to that shit so much on MySpace.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh, I love the early low-key shit. Like,
that shit's fire, man.
He had
shit's alright, but like I fucks with that older low-key shit.
His
like,
King of Horror, didn't he have like a compilation or maybe it was just a LP called King of Horrorcore or something?
Yeah, he had a King of Horrorcore as well.
Yeah, that was sick. I love that. One thing I wanted to get into is your voice. When did you find your rap voice? Because it's very distinct.
I'm still finding it, man. Like I'm still like discovering who I am as a person and all that shit. Like I have everything from like auto-tuney fucking pop sounding shit to fucking super horrorcore shit to punk rock. You know, I don't know, man. Like my voice has kind of always been like that. Like as far as the raspy shit, and plus I like metal. And I kind of just try to associate like rock music into this shit as well. And
yeah, I mean, there's a couple tracks where you really go for it, like Small Ass Town. You hit some notes, and like especially like on your newer albums, man, you were like really on key. Like your voice is really like, I don't know how to explain it. Like you don't auto tune intentionally too much. Like you actually naturally can sing on key, so that's really cool.
Well, I mean, it takes practice. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say some of your older stuff maybe like it was a little off key, and maybe intentionally, but where your newer stuff, it's like you're on point.
Well, like I can like the older shit is more or less like I'll be in a studio and like I would rent out the studio and I would run the studio. but I wasn't able to like really hone into the shit. Now, like for the last like 5 years or so, we had our own recording studio. Like that's where I'm filming this shit at, is inside my studio. And like I was able to like record and like, especially like on LSD and shit, like I can really like that's a double entendre. So on both ways of LSD, like the album and like on the fucking hallucinogenic, fucking you can like I'm able to like listen to it back. Like there's no one in here when I record. Like when I work, man, I work 100% by myself. There's not one motherfucker in here, and being that way allows me to be fully open with myself. Plus, I'm on LSD. Like, if you got like some weird vibes and shit, it's gonna fuck with me. Like, I can't have it. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But like, so, you know, when I'm doing the records and shit, like, I'm able to just like, I don't really write shit as much as like I come up with some shit in my head, go in there, lay it down, come out, and then just listen to it like a couple times, like, okay, that's cool, or okay, nah, let's redo it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm able to do that to like whenever the fuck I feel like it. So like, and like literally, I'm engineering the shit myself. So I just run back and forth into the booth.
So on your newest release, that's Horrorcore 2, correct?
Yes, we're the latest, I guess. Yes.
Yeah, so you had 2 Horrorcore EPs, Horrorcore 1 and Horrorcore 2. Both of them having a book on the cover. Do you want to kind of go into those and explain why you did kind of a separate Horrorcore albums from your discography, like from the main albums?
Well, I feel like I've gained a lot of different listeners over the years, and I want people to know, like, yo, what you're about to listen to is some morbid shit. Because, you know, they might have been, like, I go do country shows at, like, fucking, like, country western bars and shit. Mm-hmm. So, like, I don't want, like, them to, like, see me drop some new shit on social media and be like, oh, shit, I want to jam that. And then they get turned off. Yeah. So, it's like, you know, like, I put it out there. It's like a horror movie, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, when I'm doing those EPs, I do it in the style of releasing a horror movie. Like, I'm giving you a warning. I'm letting you know this shit's rated beyond R. Yeah. You know what I mean? We are talking about some very different subject matter on this motherfucker. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's very descriptive and very, very fucked up.
Yeah,
even for horrorcore.
That's the point.
Yeah,
that's the like.
That's the kind of stuff that I love to promote on the show too. I think when you first hit me up, I was like, yeah, you sound good, but are you horrorcore? And you're like, yeah, man, check out my Horrorcore 1 and Horrorcore 2 albums. And I was like, all right. And then, yeah, you kind of blew my wig back on a few of these songs, especially Tommy Lynn Sells, Snuff Film. There's a couple on Horrorcore 1. I don't have the track list in front of me. But, yeah, man, very descriptive. Almost in the way that, like, Cardiac. You remember Cardiac? Or,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, someone like that, where it's just like kind of like a movie.
Like that's the whole point. Like I want you to feel that shit, man. I want you to visually, like, when I'm doing them shits, that's a horror movie on wax. So like you're really gonna see that shit visually, like, and that's the point. That's what I'm aiming for. You know what I mean? And when I put those records out, I try to be like very like explicit with like, yo, this is some fucked up shit. And I mean, it's a good outlet for me, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, again, like I grew up on horrorcore music. Like this is how I got my start. Like I can't just like, you know, not make horrorcore music just because I got like other people jamming my shit from other genres and shit. You know what I mean? I still got to come back to the underground. That's my shit. You know, that's where I'm from.
Yeah, I mean, other people have done it too. Look at Eminem. Look at fucking Everlast. You know, they still dip into horrorcore every once in a while. But they still, they just.
I try to make it though, like real horrorcore. Like that, another thing, people don't make horrorcore music. You can say what you will about like 90% of these quote horrorcore artists, but it's not horrorcore shit. It's really just like some gangster trap shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, ooh, you murdered someone, sweet bro. Like, let's like really dive into some wicked shit. Like, there's some real wicked shit that goes on in this world.
Yeah.
So like, we can really dive into some wicked shit, and I feel like motherfuckers are mad PC now. You know what I mean? They don't want to get canceled, so like they're afraid to say shit. And when you're doing horrorcore music, comedy and horror cannot have censorship. Like you can censor a drama, you can censor a fucking kid show or something, but like when you're doing like comedy and horror, those are two of the like the most purest forms of art. Like the scary side, purest forms of life, really. Like the scary side, fucking funny side, happy. You know what I mean? So like you can't censor those spectrums. So like when I'm making those records in my mind, that's what I'm doing. Like I'm trying to say the most fucked up shit humanly possible. And like I really ain't even touched on them. I got way more shit fucked up in my head that I could say.
I was gonna ask, man. Like I think after this Chinese restaurants close on Mondays comes out, I would totally go for another helping of Horrorcore 3, dude. Yeah. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. Like it's coming out now. Like we're gonna aim for like Halloween. You know what I mean? I try to drop it in around Halloween. Now I know that's kind of like a cesspool for fucking wicked shit, but I just, you know,
it doesn't matter. That's, people will take honestly, as much horror as possible at that time, man. It's a perfect time.
It's not even that as much as it's just like that's our holiday right there. You know what I mean? Like Hallowicked is fucking pretty much our Christmas. So it's like I try to, you know, bless the people with a lovely fucking Christmas present. You know what I mean? A lovely cult present, if you will. You know?
And for those of you who want to check out Horrorcore Part 1, you can't find it on his Spotify or on main streaming services. You actually got to go on DatPiff to find it.
Yeah,
but it's definitely worth taking that detour because you can find a few other of Crackle Kapone's releases on there that you won't be able to find on other services. So definitely check out Crackle Kapone's DatPiff. Pick up Horrorcore Part 1. But yeah, I wanted to get into a few tracks on Horrorcore Part 2. Especially Tommy Lynn Sells. Who is Tommy Lynn Sells?
That's the guy that's on the track.
Yeah.
That's his.
That's a real guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a real person. Tommy Lynn murdered like a bunch of chicks, a bunch of chicks, and that was his last interview that he did.
Because when you say like you're like when he's like a lot of twitching, a lot of movement, I was like that kind of sounds like Crackle. Is that Crackle just doing the voice for somebody, or like I thought maybe you were doing some voice acting?
Nah, man, that's he was from like Huntsville, Texas. Yeah, he was from like Huntsville, and pretty much that was like his last interview he did. He committed like 20 murders, some shit like that. He killed like 22 people. And he did that Nightline interview, and I found it, and like I got the clearance for it, and I was like, fuck yeah, run that shit. And we was able to drop it and shit. But that song was actually inspired by him. You know what I mean? If you listen to that record and then you go and look up Tommy Lynn Sells, fucking it's pretty much it's his life. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying about pure horrorcore. Like, goddamn.
Yeah. No, that's kind of how it used to be back in the day. That like kind of reminded me of like a Q Strange track, you know, or something like that.
Oh man, I ain't heard that name in forever. That was my boy. Fuck with Q Strange.
You should listen to the show more because like every guest is like Q Strange. I feel like he's like a constant influence for like all of these. Like,
have you had him on here?
No, I haven't even reached out to him yet.
That dude's like a fucking unicorn. Good luck.
Yeah. There's a few people like Q Strange are people that I'm like, or Scum or whatever. They're big names that I want to reach out to, but right now I'm trying to give like some smaller people a little bit more shine. You know, people that haven't had as much publicity.
Shit, Scummathy will get up with you in like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Q is a little harder.
Yeah.
I tell you another one that's fucking dope from like the whole tunnel runner shit, and that was fucking Psycho Jesus.
I was just gonna say that Psycho Jesus is someone I want to ask for on the show too. I don't know if he's currently recording stuff, but
nah, he don't rap no more. He pretty much just like talks shit on the internet and drives Uber or some shit. But I'm sure he's down to get a dude. He's got so many stories.
That's I want to get into.
Bro.
Yeah, I want to get into his stories, and also I want to get into his lyrical content because that dude could write a fucking verse, like very deep, very deep shit. He did some comedic stuff, but he did some very deep shit too. So I really would love to talk to him about his lyrics. But then another track, Snuff Film, spelled strangely, which is something that you kind of do throughout your discography, is strange spellings of things, which I probably don't even need to ask. That's probably just like a creative, just you like kind of a creative style for you, or is there a reason behind that?
Sometimes yes, and then sometimes I just can't spell. I just you can ask me any word ever, and I probably know it like exactly what it is. But if you like ask me to spell it, I fuck it up. But some of the shit spelled a certain way, like film. That way of spelling is like film, like shit that's on top, like scum.
Oh, I like that actually. Yeah, like a film of oil on top of a yeah, for sure.
Like when you boil chicken, and that greasy whatever the fuck shit is just boiling on top of it. That's film.
I've never even like thought of that as a double meaning of like snuff film, like the film of the snuff. Like that's cool. Like the like what's left over. And then if you listen to the lyrics on that song, you're basically talking about the leftovers. What's parasite in her lung, body rotting in the sun, shit like that. Foot missing. Yeah. You're talking about like the aftermath of the snuff, like bodies rotting in the hallway. So yeah, that's cool, man. I don't even really think of that.
It's my August Underground,
Yeah, I think that's the one you mentioned, Fred Vogel. Like, this August Underground, I ain't talking Fred Vogel, I'm gonna rape this bitch and tear out her vocal or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've listened to these tracks over and over again because I got a playlist. You can check out HorrorCorridor on Spotify. I make essential playlists for all of the artists, but this one I made also just because I've just been bumping Crackle Kapone over and over again.
Appreciate it, man.
Man, we haven't even talked about your 2020 release, Chasing Ghosts, yet, which is amazing. There's a lot of, I would say, around that time is like you got this new. Did you like change studios or something like that? Because it's just like your shit is just really clean at this point.
Well, we're just able to take more time with the records. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like they're like a year between each one that I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm able to like really sit down and mix and master and like really fuck with them. You know what I mean? Versus like me being on like having like shotgun studio sessions or just like random shit going on. And,
yeah, that would be frustrating.
Well, I work a lot, man. Like I'm constantly recording another artist, or I'm in another meeting doing some other bullshit for another artist, or I'm handling like the apparel line that we got. Like YesSER Apparel was like I'm steadily doing merch designs and just like handling orders and shit like that. Just the business shit. Like I don't have a manager or nothing. This shit's all me. So like I just I'm able to like when I'm working on songs, I'm able to really take my time with it. You know what I mean? And I think since Chasing Ghosts and now, like it's been like I've been able to like really fuck with them more.
Yeah, I just noticed Chasing Ghosts. I mean, it was a little bit on the EP that came out before that, the Acid Diary, but your sound is just a lot bigger. It's a lot more experimental. There's a lot more instruments and sounds. It's just like, it sounds like you have a lot more freedom. It's very noticeable.
Yeah, I'm just, and like when it comes to the beat selection, like I try to look for shit that's like hit records, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a classic. Now, whether or not, the supporters feel like it's a classic, that's on them. But it's more of like, if I just feel like, when I get a track, I just, in my mind, unless it's some super experimental shit that I'm doing, I just try to be like, can I perform?
Hello?
Yo.
Hey, you dropped out for a second.
Yeah, that's my bad. I got a phone call.
Oh, no worries. I just got I marked those spots so they're easy to edit out.
All right. Where were we at with that? All right. So yeah, now I try to make it like where motherfuckers really can just dig the shit, man. And like, and I don't really have like I don't know, like a thought pattern with it. It's just when I hear the beat, I just go with what the beat tells me to make. I know this sounds like some real hippie shit, but like
no, for sure. Can you name some of the producers that you've used so far?
Yeah, man, Just Will Beats. That he's a producer from here in Harnett County. One fucking phenomenal. He's done shit for like tons of mainstream artists. JustWillBeats.com is his email or website. Then I've had shit done from 3030. I've had stuff done from John Connor, which did a lot of like Haystack shit. I've had stuff done from Fiasco Andretti, which is like
Scum.
Yeah, LSP's producer.
Yeah.
Shit, you know, Stir Crazy. He's always looked out.
Got Bad Mind, right? I feel like. Am I wrong?
I think I've done a track with Bad Mind. I think he did, like, he produced a beat.
He does everybody, so maybe I just mixing that up.
I mean, it's 50-50. I do, like...
Stir Crazy.
Yeah. I do, like, I also go to, like, BeatStars and shit like that and just look up just different producers, like, different melodies and shit like that. And kind of, like, here on the last, like, 3 albums, it was a heavy dose of that. And then I got my homegirl, Kia. She does production, too. And, she's laced me up with, like, tons of beats. And then, like, me and Zach Brown, like, we'll come to the studio and work on different shit. Yeah, man, I got a handful, man. I try to keep, like, new producers and shit like that always around me. I got, like...
Do you ever sit down and just make your own beats, though?
Yeah, me and Zach do that. Like, I don't know. Truth be told, I don't really know how to work Fruity Loops like that. Like, I can mix on it, but as far as, like, layering out the beats and shit like that, I got it in my head, but it's hard for me to put it down with just the equipment or whatever. So Zach or Will, well, like, I tell them what's going on in my mind, like what I think should be what, and they do it phenomenal.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I just let them. You know, I know my role. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know my place.
Sometimes you gotta like give a little trust to the people that know what they're doing.
Dude, like
sometimes they'll make it better. Like without if you give them a little bit of room, and they're like,
like some leeway.
Where'd you come up with that?
I'm totally open to ideas when it comes to collaboration on production, man. That is like I'm not one to bogart shit out like that. Like when I'm working on songs, yeah, like I want to be by myself, like for sure. But like when I'm doing production, like hell yeah, man. Like what you think will work, shit. And Will's fucking phenomenal. So like I always give credit to Will when it comes to shit like that, man. Like Will and Zach, like those two are the fucking bee's knees. And like I said, like just different cats. 3030. Yeah. I got a dude from Norway that does country music. Like the country tracks you hear, it's either John Connor or this dude from Norway. Fucking fire.
Yeah. And I was telling you, man, like I'm not a huge country fan. I mean, there's some stuff I like Johnny Cash and stuff, but like I'm not deep into it, you know. So like,
it's because you listen to the wrong country. You probably only listen to like shit on the radio. You look up like there's this shit called outlaw country. Like just YouTube outlaw country music. Or outlaw country, and you have a completely different viewpoint. I got another guy. You ever heard of Wednesday 13? From the Murder Dolls? He's got a band called the Bourbon Crows. Fun fact: he's actually from North Carolina. Fuck, if he's watching this, hit me up. Goddamn, bro. I've been trying to do a song with him.
Hit me up. I've been listening to Murder Dolls since I was pretty young. So,
dude, that's my shit, man. I fucking love Murder Dolls.
Yeah,
but damn, fuck, I love this on Wednesday. But anyway, he's got this shit called Bourbon Crows. Fire. And it's country music, but it's talking about like murder and getting fucking drunk and shit. Same way with like Hank Williams the first, like Hank Williams, not Hank Williams Jr. or the third. The third's pretty cool too. But just Hank Williams, the first one, dude, he's got some shit called Pills. Fire. Talking about getting fucked up on pills.
I think I've heard some of that stuff, like back in the day, back when drinking with friends, you know, they'd be like, you don't like country, you gotta hear this shit, man. And like they play me some shit and I would get kind of like, I could see this, but like I've always just been so like into hardcore metal, horrorcore, shit like that. So it never really went down that
nothing
route.
wrong with that shit. I've jammed that shit just as much.
Hey man, you can message me any country you think I like. Message it to me, man. I'll listen to it. I'll check it out.
I got to. You'll probably if you're into like Murder Dogs, you'll fucking love Bourbon Crow. It's like they even do some of the songs stripped down. Like what's the song? The fuck song. It came out on his like. Things like his third album. It's the one where it's got like the fucking backdrop of a spiral and him in the middle, banging or some shit.
I don't know.
Ah man. But anyway, damn.
Yeah, I was just trying to think. Something went through my head real quick, but I lost it. But yeah, yeah. But like Boondocks, that was like one kind of country I can get into. Like he's got a few albums. I think it was called like. It was like a remix album where he like redid all his songs but country style. It was like some good shit. And like Stitch Mouth kind of fucked with it sometimes, and like, but it's just like, yeah. Other than like some horrorcore country, it's just never something I got into. So yeah, send me anything you think I'd like. Maybe I could get into.
Yeah. You probably. What about like Memphis shit? You ever listen to like Memphis horrorcore, like fucking 3-6 Mafia, fucking Lord Infamous shit like that?
Oh yeah,
Tommy Wright III.
I listened to the first two, yeah.
Oh, dude, it goes way deeper. What about Evil Pimp?
Yeah.
Evil Pimp's dope.
I listen to him like on Spotify. It's not stuff that it's like I'm super deep into, but like I went down like
man, all their production is like what most mainstream artists use now. Like like if you listen to any fucking Suicide Boys song, you've listened to like probably some Memphis artist.
It's like when somebody was listening to Migos, I think it was like my brother or something. I was like, man, you gotta listen to Lord Infamous. It's like, it's this flow, but it's so much more natural sounding. It's like, nobody's gonna listen to me.
Because he invented that shit. Like, he's the one that started that shit.
Yeah.
Like, 3-6 should be in the fucking Hall of Fame, man. Like, they're like...
I agree. And it's just another group. You look at fucking Eminem, you look at House of Crazies, you look at 3-6 Mafia, just stuff that started horrorcore and then they made it huge. ICP, it's just crazy. Who? Oh, and Andre Nicotina for sure. Is that what you said?
Well, I said Tekanina.
Oh,
like Tech Nine.
Yeah, but Andre Nicotina started off a Dre Dog, and he was rolling with not 3-6, but 666 ADR LeVay's group down in California, and but now look at him. He's Andre Nicotina, barely sings about horrorcore, but still, like you go back to those old tracks, he's fucking talking about killing people and shit. I love the first fucking Dre Dog albums.
Same way with like Hobson, like everyone, like once. It's weird because like once they start getting successful, they want to like be like, oh no, we don't make this music. Like, bro, I feel like if you come back to the shit, that also shows like, yo, from the day one supporters, like, yo, he fucks with us still, or she fucks with us still. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It reminds me of like, you remember Sugar Ray? Did you know they used to be like a fucking hardcore metal band like before?
Yeah.
And like, they don't play that shit anymore because they got famous, and then it's like, if they were playing that fucking hardcore metal shit like in front of all those soccer moms, like I think they would clear a stadium being like, Mean Machine. So it's like, it's the same with horrorcore, man. Like, just imagine like,
well, I mean, Kid Rock. I mean, there's tons of them like that, man.
Kid Rock used to have like really dirty lyrics back in the day.
Do you remember his first album that came out on Jive?
Mm-hmm. The Grits and Sandwiches, or
it was some shit like that.
Yeah, but, he had a couple. He had a couple old ones I've listened to him, and I'm like, man, he actually sounds like a kid on this. But yeah, I actually dig some Kid Rock songs. Like that's like, I don't know. He's a cornball, but like he's got some good shit.
Super fucking douche. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. And
I don't really talk about a lot of people, but super douche. I mean, would love to do a track with him, but very douchey. Like,
I bet.
Like, I ran into him once or twice, like very, very douchey. But
I wouldn't.
Whatever.
I wouldn't expect anything else, and I don't think he wants people to.
Dude, you can't fucking fault a man for being the person that they are, especially once they get to a certain like level of that. Like, they get a lot of shit that gets thrown at them, so you just kind of gotta accept that. You know what I mean? Like, every day he's got some shit happening with him. So, you know what I mean? You just, same way with me or you know what I mean? Every day I got some bullshit going on. I'm sure you do too. You know what I mean? Every day you got some bullshit going on.
Yeah, it happens, man. It happens.
I mean, it's life. You know what I mean? It's just life. Yeah. And I've learned, like, your experience with one person might not be the same experience with the next person. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, just because they were addicted to you, they might not be addicted to someone else. Or just because they're cool to you, they might not be cool to someone else. It's Dilla's choice. But whatever.
All right. Well, Kid Rock, if you're watching,
don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Do a track with Crackle.
I mean, totally do a track with Crackle, but, don't be a dick, more or less, even if you don't do a track with Crackle. Just, don't be a fucking prick.
So did you have any underground horrorcore groups, like growing up, North Carolina and South Carolina, those two areas? Did you have any local horrorcore groups that you liked or that were influential?
Yeah, man. I wish they were still around. Shit, dude, there's this one group called X Breed. I wonder about them often. Like, whatever happened to those guys? Same way with 85. 85 like went from horrorcore to like some uber Christian shit.
Who was it?
There's nothing wrong with it. 85.
85?
So it's like 85. So it's like EDIFED. It's like it's the same shit, like spelled backwards.
Oh, okay.
Is that it? Yeah. Hell, they might not even pull up in like fucking. That's how you spell it, but that is not them.
Just super locals.
They they did, like, they were at all the fucking all the underground shows and shit. And then there was F Dukes. I don't know if you remember F Dukes. He was on the Tunnel Runners. He was like one of the artists on the Tunnel Runners.
Oh, is it spelled DUX?
Yeah,
that guy. I remember one of those songs. Yeah.
He actually stays somewhere in Charlotte, and always cool as fuck. Oh, Dirty Deuce. Who else was around here? Fucking Eddie Ruger, Stitchy C, fucking Trey Styles, bro. R.I.P. Trey. He really was the catalyst for all this shit around here, to be honest with you. He was the first one to let me know you could do whatever the fuck you want, and as long as you're cool, that shit'll work. You know what I mean? Like, he was like the first one to be like anti-American shit around here, and it was like very like early state, like we're talking like 9/11 style, like 2000 and fucking 11 and shit. To be anti-American was not cool. Now it's like, the thing to do, but back then it wasn't.
Yeah.
And even back then, I was like 11 years old, but even back then I was like, fuck yeah, Trey's had a point. Fuck these guys. So Eddie Ruger, Stitchy C, Trey, the whole Iconoclast crew, they really held it down. And then like I kind of came on the scene when I was like 16, you know what I mean? And like really like nationally I broke out and like started like doing shit more on like the Juggalo shit, and when I was like 16. And I've been in and out of it, man. I always seen them like at the gigs and shit. When I would be like the first one opening up type shit, or they'd have me on the side stage. But there was this venue called Tremont Music Hall, and it was in Charlotte, and it was pretty much the home ground for all of these underground shows. Not just underground shows, dude. Man, I wish I had a table. They had a fucking merch table, right, that all the national acts would sit at. And the entire table was autographed by like famous motherfuckers. And it's just like array of just fucking influential motherfuckers of life. Like there was like a fucking Marilyn Manson signature beside Willie Nelson, and like fucking like dude, it was fucking crazy. There would be like Snoop Dogg's signature, and then there would be like fucking War. You know what I mean? Dude, it was like it was where all the acts would like post up at and sell the merch and shit. And it's like, I guess over time motherfuckers just added their name, and I wish that shit was, I hope someone got that, you know what I mean? When they fucking, long story short, they flatlined the building. And that pretty much kind of like killed the underground scene around here. And now it's kind of scattered, but when like Juggalo acts and like underground acts come through and shit, like they show love, everybody comes out and supports. It's just that place was a hub. It was like all the artists would come there. if you look up all the underground shows and shit back in like the early 2000s, mid 2000s in North Carolina, it would always say Tremont.
Nice.
Or Amos South End. And yeah, man, like I opened up for like A&B when they like first got signed. Like back when they were like getting shit thrown at them and stuff like that, and it won't like cool to open up for A&B. Dude, they always stood their ground, man. Juggalos down here always fucked with them. Yeah. But I would hear like horror stories of them being somewhere in the Midwest and they just get like fucking peppered with shit. But dude, I will say they fucking stuck it out though, bro. And you know, shit, salute, man. Bone Dub's my dude. I fucks with him. And,
yeah, man. That song you did with Bones Dub is great.
I appreciate it.
Chasing
he killed
Ghosts.
It.
Yeah. That beat too, man. That's a riding song. I love that. Mm-hmm. You did a couple tracks on mixtapes for horrorcore mixtapes like Devil's Night, Masters of Horror. How did you get hooked up on those?
They pretty much reached out to me, like minutes. Like I was on like 2007, like forever ago one, or maybe 2017 or some shit like that. And then Minneside RIP hit me up to do the Devil's Night 2020, I believe, or 2K2, some shit like that, like the last one. And yeah, man, I fucking gave him the song and he liked it and he put it out and I felt honored to be on it. That shit was dope. Like I don't get invited to like the underground table a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though, like, I've been out this motherfucker forever and a day, and I've done this and I've done that. Most of the time, like, I've never been invited to perform at the gathering. I've hit them up fucking for the last 20-some years. Never got down. Like,
That's
this year,
weird, man.
Like, this year, I made it fucking past the first round ever, right? They're like, we're in consideration to listening to your shit. And I was like, oh, shit, this is it. This is the gathering of the dreams. This is it. And then they're like, yeah, all the standard shit that you always get back. All the slots from this email has been filled up. Blase. Better luck next year. Please fuck off. Yeah. And you know, whatever. Woo. Yeah. We'll try again next year. See where we're at with it. You know, hopefully fucking Rob or Joe will see this and be like, fuck yeah, let's book them. Or fucking Scotty. You know, fuck yeah, let's book them. But
yeah, dude,
I would fucking love to perform at the gathering.
I think you'd fit in just right. If people heard you there, you would be invited every year. It would be
fucking lit. Like, dude, that shit would be so fucking amped. Like, if I did White Boy Go on main stage, there would be fucking 20,000 motherfuckers amped up. Like, and that's my point. Like, so like. Dig it. I ain't got a lot of selling points, right? Like as far as like I don't have like videos that's got like billions of fucking views and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But what I do have is a very extensive resume of performing all across this fucking country. And like, not to toot my own horn, I'm a very humble motherfucker, but I put on a fucking show. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a reason why like I get booked across this nation. And I have very little fucking music videos out, but I got hella songs out. It's because I put on a fucking show. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee you watching me perform, you're not thinking about nothing else you got going on. For the next 20 minutes, you are fully engulfed in what I got going on. And that's how I want it to be. I want to take away your stress. I want to take away all your problems. Everything you got going on for the next 20 to 30 minutes to an hour is totally going to be gone, and we're about to have the greatest fucking time ever. You're going to get amped the fuck up. And
do you think you'll get like a live recording, like a full set, like professional recording done soon of like a live set?
That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind that.
That'd be a great way to show you off your talent online. You know,
it's getting the videographer for it, man. Like. Dude, we've done hella shows, man, but it's just like normally like either A, I'm by myself, or B, I got someone with me and they just can't really hold a camera like that. And it's like, you know, like, dude, I've done gigs fucking, dude, we did a Twisted show where there's like fucking 1,000 motherfuckers out there. We were at Twisted's 420 shit at the Crowfoot and jumping. And we got a little bit of footage, but my cameraman, again, wasn't really the best cameraman. and he pretty much just got me, and that's cool. But I also wanted him to get the other 1,000 people that's fucking moshing in the fucking crowd.
Yeah, man.
So it's like whatever. Yep. But yeah, I would be open. Like it would have to be like a visual album though. You know what I mean? Like the audio would be cool, I guess, but like it would definitely have to be like an actual like video concert. You know what I mean? Like a live video concert.
Yeah, man.
Not like we did one of the live stream shits during COVID, and that shit was stale as fuck. My show is based off of crowds, like based off of crowd participation and stuff like that, and energy. So like when we did them shits, when it was just like no one there except for like me and like a fucking camera crew, it's just like
Hey man, just fucking throw a house party, give a bunch of people iPhones, like 5 iPhones, get them recording, and just clip it together.
Just run it, man. Just run it.
Yeah, you never know, man.
Throw out and just run it.
Hey, if you ever need editing, just hit me up. I work cheap.
Really?
Yep. So I wanted to get into horror real quick. You said you're into horror films. What are some of your favorites?
I like a lot of indie shit. Like standard just fucking blood, like super underground shit. Like the August Underground shit I like. What's Cannibal Corpse? No, that's the band. Cannibal Island.
Cannibal Holocaust?
Is that not? Well, first of all, that's a fucking great movie. But nah, that's not the one. It's what's the name of it, man? I Spit on Your Grave is also fire. Yeah. But first and the second. But nah, this one, it was so grotesque in the 70s. Why can't I think of this fucking movie? In the 70s, basically, the director had to come out and be like, yo, this shit's a fucking movie. Because the way he presented it and he rolled it out like it was an actual film.
Oh, that was Cannibal Holocaust.
Was that name of Hannibal College? They were on an island.
Yep. Or they were on, like, in the jungle and...
Yeah. And the chick, like, saws this motherfucker's head off and shit.
That might be a different one, actually. I don't know. I could be mixing. I don't remember Decapitation, actually, but...
It's an older film, man, but that's kind of, like, what inspired a lot of shit. Like, just how, like, if you can make it graphic, that's, like, people will react type shit.
Yeah.
Through the music. But, I dug all the Chucky shits. I dug, like, if you want to, like, mainstreamer shit, like, the Chucky shit was cool. I dug all the Leprechaun movies.
Hell yeah, I love those.
All the Leprechauns. Wishmaster. I don't know if you remember Wishmaster.
Oh yeah, I love the part where he like tells the Lord says, "I wish you'd go fuck yourself" or something.
Yeah, he fucks him. Yeah, it's good shit.
Yeah,
it's good shit. Turns the bitch into stone.
Yep.
Like,
fucking, those are great. I love the 90s fucking straight to video market was amazing.
Oh, dude, that was my shit.
Yeah.
Arista, whatever the name of that company was, they released a shit ton of them. Arista, Arista or some shit was the shit. But yeah, dude, fucking all them motherfuckers. That was fucking great.
Yeah, dude. I miss going to the mall and there was like fucking movie stores and you go in the horror section.
That's how I found them. Well, really how I found a lot of them was in like a Walmart fucking $3 bin.
Oh yeah.
Like all those fucking Wishmaster movies, like I would watch that shit when I was like fucking 13, man. And like I got them all out of there, man. They had like collections of them. It was like the box set of Wishmaster, and I saw the face and I was like, I'm sold. I'm sold. This is gonna be fucking great. And that shit was always fire to me. I like the Paranormal Activity shits.
Mm-hmm.
They were cool. Kevin Bacon did some shit. It wasn't really a horror movie, but it was always a dope movie to me. Stir of Echoes.
Stir of Echoes,
yeah.
Yeah, that was cool with Paint It Black. He's playing it on guitar, and it gives him like the flashbacks. Yeah, that was a cool movie. Kevin Bacon's dabbled in horror a few times. Like, it's actually crazy to think how many times he's played a rapist too. Like, because you think about Hollow Man. You think about Hollow Man, and then I was thinking about that, and then I was like, oh, The Woodsman, where he's a straight up pedophile that just got out of jail. And then there's a bunch, man. There's like a bunch where he's a fucking creep. It's crazy.
Man.
Hollow Man's the shit.
Speaking of creeper movies, Last House on the Left.
Mm-hmm. The OG or the remake? Which one do you like better?
Honestly, like I like the fucking remake. The remake's hard, dude. That shit's hard to watch, especially that rape scene. That shit is fucking brutal.
I think the original rape scene I thought was a little bit more effective for me.
The first one from the 70s. Maybe it's just because like
it's dirty. It's dirty. Makes you want to take a shower. I remember I was like 12 years old watching that with my friends, and like usually we're just giggling and shit, but like we were just like, and then when it was over, we're like, dude, that made me feel kind of like bad. We were like depressed.
Yeah, I felt sad. I felt sad for the actress.
Yeah. Because, like, you know that, like, even though, unless she's, like, really professional, that must have been, like, you must have had a couple days after where you must have been kind of fucked up. Just, like, putting yourself in that headspace.
All of them. All like, the fucking dudes. Because even on both of them, you forget that this is a movie at that point. Like, it turns very real very quick. And it's like, damn, man. Yeah. Like, it took a lot to get, where were you at when you got in that character? Like,
yeah, rest in peace, David Hess from the original. But Aaron Paul was really good in the remake. Aaron Paul from fucking Breaking Bad, which I just got done watching all 5 seasons of that again. Fucking show.
And it's crazy. 27th time.
It's crazy. A lot of that, like, because there's so much meth shit in that, and I'm listening to Crackle Kapone all the time. It's like I see all these correlations between you and that show. Or your
welcome to fucking Harnett County.
Yeah.
We were Breaking Bad before it was cool.
Yeah. So, like, you straight up grew up in a home without power, with a generator.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say grow up as much as, like, I did spend a good couple years without power. Yes. Like, you know, growing up and shit, we didn't have, like, central air or no shit like that, but we still had, like, energy. But, like, about good 3-4 years. Yeah, we didn't have we lived off a fucking generator. Like me, my mom, my brother, and my uncle. And like during that time, like a lot of those songs was recorded during that time. So that's the reason why it's like it sounds the way it does, because it's like I did that shit off a generator. You know what I mean? Like I was running my whole fucking, like I didn't have a bedroom. I pretty much at that point I've converted everything to a studio. And I was just like, I was just living in the studio.
That's some struggle shit, but like you're talking about your first couple albums, like yeah. Because like those sound pretty fucking good, considering you had a in the background fucking
the whole time, whole fucking time.
So like, what did you do to like get that sound out?
Well, what I did was fucking I was very keen on us needing a vocal booth. And I think that's another reason why even today our shit sounds the way it does, because like our vocal booth, like we might do shit in a very like low income like type of area, but we're definitely gonna like the vocal booth was very key. You know what I mean? Like basically like we turned the closet in like at the old trailer, like at the old spot down in the country with the generator and shit. It was I had like a fucking bedroom, like it was like a double wide, and in the back and shit, I had a bedroom that I stayed in, and then the closet was the studio. You know, standard home studio shit. But I just I put up fucking bed crates and foam crates all inside of the booth. I mean, like,
I think I might have seen like some old video, and I saw your setup, and it was just like there was like mattresses on the walls or something. I can't remember. Oh. You there, bud?
Yeah. That was a call coming.
Oh, it's all good.
The older shit on YouTube and shit, that was all in the other trailer, man. Like I stayed in a trailer down in Sampson County, and well, pretty much Harnett, but it was just outside in the country and shit. And it was way out there in West Bumblefuck. And yeah, man, fucking we recorded out there, dude. Fucking okay, so circling back, what I did was I fucking the bed crate shit. So like You know the shit you put on beds, like
like under the beds.
Well, no, like on them, like to make them soft. You know, the little eggs looking shit.
Oh
Look like
yeah, yeah.
All right, so we got so goddamn many, like probably like a good 30 or 40 of these motherfuckers, and we put them all inside the booth. Like we just hung them up, like stapled them up and shit. And the theory was that was like a cheap way to soundproof a booth. Like if like these old heads, like give you a backstory. I grew up engineering like when I was like 12 years old and shit. You know what I mean? Recording rock bands, like fucking old ass rock. Well, not old ass rock bands during the time, but like they very much old school. So they would put up fucking bed crates, that and moving blankets. So I lasagna that shit. I put up fucking. I had like bed crates, and then I would put up like a moving blanket, and then I put up fucking more bed crates, and it made it hot as fucking 40 hells in there. But goddamn if it didn't like half-ass work, you know what I mean? And now we took on the same theory in here in the new spot. We actually tore down the closet that it was in and rebuilt the entire frame out. And inside of the frame itself is insulation. Like we did this shit like really we should fucking patent this shit and sell it to a fucking goddamn recording studios. But what we did was, you know, the pink shit, the pink insulation, the Pink Panther shit.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it, but the shit has got Pink Panther.
Yeah.
Pink Panther.
It always reminds me of the Pink Panther, so yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Real itchy shit.
Yeah. I crawl around in that shit at work all the time.
Oh man. You gotta wear long sleeves. Long sleeves.
Long everything.
Long everything, but it helps. But so like inside the walls is stuffed with that shit. Like
you put more in the walls? Like you stuffed more?
Yeah, inside of the actual walls of the frame itself. You know what I mean? Like we actually reframed the entire shit. Like the booth is reframed.
Oh, cool.
So we
I see what you mean. Like the inner walls.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
And the outer, like everything, the whole wall, and like we put probably like $200, $300, $400 worth of fucking insulation in that bitch, no expense, and then we got plyboard to fucking cover it, and no expenses were spared for this plyboard neither. We're not talking a couple thin sheets here. We're talking big boy status. Treat it too. Like this shit ain't going nowhere. This is 2x4s, everything. Like I try to do it the most cheapest way, but the most effective way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's fucking work. Plus we got an MXL mic. Like I got like a fucking $500 mic, and when it comes to recording shit, man, fun fact, you get what you pay for. You know what I mean? If you got like a shitty mic, you're gonna have a shitty outcome. You know what I mean? Like just point blank. So we got like an MXL mic. I got fucking Yamaha fucking studio monitors, fucking Pro Tools, Wave bundle plugins. Like it's like $10,000 worth of fucking plugins. Fucking, we got a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? It just, and again, with me having that shit allows me to like make the music sound way fucking better.
Yeah, it's such a big sound. I mean, you got so much going on. It's just, especially LSD, man. That's such a busy album. Like, you're talking about your plugins. Like, I can't even count how many different vocal tracks and plugins and layers there are on that album. So that's fucking crazy, man. Well, it's great. It's great to see your progression, and like I said, after chasing Ghosts, it's been some next level shit. Like it's it's big music, man. Like, and I can't wait to see this go somewhere. So you got the Chinese restaurants closed on Mondays coming up. What do you have? Do you have anything else planned? You kind of mentioned Horrorcore 3.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Horrorcore 3, the surprise pack could come out sometime this year, which is a compilation CD from YesSER Ent. We're on like the third no, with 3 volumes is already out. The 4th volume comes out probably like in November. Probably gonna aim for November, maybe sooner. Either no later than November. Horrorcore 3, new album. We're doing shows, booking mad shows. I want to get a tour fucking put together. Right now we got October booked up. We're in we got like different shit going in October with festivals and shit. We're at like the Mud Fest in Mississippi.
Yeah, I've seen some of the flyers. It looks like some pretty entertaining events, like a lot going on.
Yeah, man. I usually get booked for like cool shit like that, man. Or it'd be like a weed dispensary pop up, or like fucking, or like some underground gig and something like that. I've been kind of blessed with that. Like the cold has blessed me well. You know what I mean? When it comes to like being able to like fucking perform at different shit.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's cool, man. So when are these albums coming out? Later this year?
Shit. The Chinese restaurant's closed on Monday is like wrapped up. It's mixed, mastered. I'm just waiting on the artwork at this point. As soon as I get the artwork, I'm down to drop it. You know what I mean? Like I ain't got no, like I run this shit, dude. There's no like label head and no shit like that. So it's just like whenever I want to drop some shit, I drop it. I try to make it not like collide with the other artists we got going on. Like, you know, Bond 2 Times or Dirty De Niro or, you know, Glock 93. If they got something dropping, I won't like, you know, drop during that month. We make it go in line.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm ready to drop it. It's been mixed, mastered. It's fucking fire, dude.
How many tracks is it?
It's a handful.
All right.
It's a handful. You know, it's a handful. What else? Trying to just get shit to go, man. We got a show actually this Friday. I'm gonna be at the Mansion. If anyone's listening is in I don't know if this will be out by Friday.
It'll be out tonight.
But, all right. Well, August 5th is we got a show at the Mansion in Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's I'm gonna be there. We got Glock 93, Relector, South the Candyman, Young Slim, shit. Oh shit, Deadeye's gonna be there. I think Rain 910 might be there. I mean, it's a fucking, if you're talking about one like underground show, fucking be there, dude. Like that's a titty bar plus like mad dope underground rappers. Like you cannot go wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't think I've even been to a show like that. So cool. Lucky if anyone can make it out.
That's what I'm trying to bring to the fucking scene.
Something different.
All I'm saying is if there's any of the major, bigger artists listening to this shit and they're like, hey, I want to come to North Carolina, fucking holla at me and I will get you booked at a titty bar. Like, and not just like, well, I ain't even talking about like a sleazy titty bar. Like, it's a nice titty bar.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I've seen where you hang out, man. It's some pretty classy establishments.
You know what I mean? You know, like I keep it classy. I try to.
I mean, I even saw you eating some French fries. You were like, these are some good ass French fries.
Oh shit! Look, man, you're like the fucking 100th person that's like been like, yo, were you eating French fries at a titty bar? You goddamn right, I was. And there's nothing more. I mean, what's more American? You show me something more fucking American than eating fucking freedom fries at a titty bar. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything more American than that. Apple pie, maybe? Maybe apple pie?
I don't know anything more Crackle Kapone than that.
But, yeah, man. For one, the Mansion's cook makes great French fries. Not even gonna lie. If you want, like, some banging ass French. He also, I think he makes wings and shit, too. Like,
nice.
Damn, I haven't tried them, but
love some spicy wings,
dude. Like I made some interesting shit at strip clubs. French fries is always kind of like a go-to thing. Like I'm not a big meat eater. Like I don't really like eating meat. I mean, I don't eat meat at all, to be honest with you. But
are you vegan? Like in the song?
Yeah. Cool. I wouldn't really consider myself vegan neither because like I get a veggie burger and I slap cheese on that bitch.
Yeah.
So it's like
you just eat vegan a lot.
Yeah, like I eat like I don't really eat meat. Every now and then I eat fish. Mm-hmm. Unless if it's fresh, you know what I mean? If we're like talking like it just came out the ocean, yeah, I'm down. I'm not a big like going to like the fucking grocery store and getting some fish type of guy.
Yeah.
Fuck all that. You know what I mean? But if it's like if we're at like an ocean area and they're like, yo, you want to go get some fucking fish? Hell yeah, let's go get some fish.
Sure.
But I eat a lot of fruit, a lot of veg, like a lot of potatoes. It's not the potato thing ain't the most healthiest. I get it. But for one, you can't really fuck up French fries, and for two, the mansion makes banging ass French fries. Yeah. And but yeah, dude, I've ate some interesting shit, man. The best fucking I've never like I've ate crab mac and cheese like a handful of times, right, in like different random seafood areas. The best crab mac and cheese I've ever had was at a titty bar in Atlanta.
Wow.
Yeah. I wish I could remember. Dude, I know it was on the industrial side of Atlanta. I cannot remember the fucking name of that titty bar. Dude, and that shit's like, it lips me for years, too. Like, I've tried to goddamn remember that fucking titty bar. Because, dude, like, when the promoter brought us, he was like, hey, man, they're really known for their crab mac and cheese. And at that point, I was like, you goddamn right they're known for the crab mac and cheese. Let me get some. And
You're like, that's the last thing I'm thinking about right now, but okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I've never, like, I'm not a big, like, when I'm performing, I don't really like eating anything. Yeah. I like to stay on, like, a clean stomach.
Yeah, you don't want, like, that feeling right here.
I feel heavy. I don't want to feel heavy when I'm performing. So I won't eat shit all day, and then after I get done performing, I might snack on some shit or, you know, go to, like, a fucking Waffle House and get a waffle or whatever. But, dude, he was like, you got to try it. And I was like, fuck yeah, I got to try it. And he sent that shit and brought it back to the fucking little back dressing room and shit. And he was like, here you go. I was like, oh, no, man, I can't eat this shit back here. And then I walked up to the front and saw the strippers and shit and ate crab mac and cheese in front. Maybe it was just like the whole environment of me eating fucking crab mac and cheese while I'm looking at strippers pop ass in Atlanta. But it was fucking delicious. I'm not even gonna lie, it was fucking delicious. And fuck, dude, if you ever get a chance to eat crab mac and cheese at a titty bar, fucking go for it. It might be disgusting, or that shit might be fucking delicious. And I'm not gonna lie, it was fucking delicious. Like, I would run it. Fuck.
Word up, man. Hey, man, do you have anything to plug before we sign out of here, or any artists you want to shout out to?
Yeah, man.
Nice Rip It, by the way. I used to buy those at the dollar store.
You can still get it. It's just going up $1.25, man. You know, front facing's a bitch. I feel like it cost them more to put that on the can than they did like the actual mate fucking $1.25. Like I feel like but that bottom line cost them a lot more.
The dollar store industry had to really put in some work to up their prices.
Yeah, man. Like that shit had to cost more than it was worth. I feel like, dude. Maybe they're looking at like a long run type of thing, but yeah. Shout out to Rip It. Fucking, you know, whoop whoop.
Yep.
They don't pay me, but I drink it. You know, but yeah, dude, I got tons of shit. Fucking the new album's coming out soon. Horrorcore 3 will be out sometime in October. Surprise Pack sometime soon. Bond 2 Times, his new album's out right now. He's also working on a new EP that's going to be coming out soon. Dirty De Niro and Kisio just dropped the joint project, and it's out right now. You can go stream it. They got a new video out called Close to Me. Fucking fire. Yeah. Hopefully Bloodshot will, you know, hurry up. You know, get on the
Come on, Bloodshot.
Hurry up, Bloodshot.
Did you play Slaughterfest too?
Man,
I saw you on the flyer.
I was booked for it, dude. I was unable to make it. I ain't even gonna lie, dude. Who the fuck? First, I did not know fucking New Mexico did not have. Like, I didn't know Gallup didn't have an airport, or if it does, it doesn't have fucking planes coming in that bitch. And I tried to get to Albuquerque, but just there was literally no fucking flights leaving North Carolina. The weirdest shit now, because like I've traveled all across this motherfucker day all the time, and leaving North Carolina to Albuquerque or North Carolina to New Mexico in general, there's very few fucking plane selections. I mean, long story short, I was unable to make it, but dude, I tried, bro. I tried for like goddamn 3 weeks.
Hey, I'll probably be at number 3, so if you're there, it's fucking.
I'm with it, bro. Like I tried so fucking. It got to the point where I was like, you know what, dude? If I drive right now, I could make it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, God damn, man.
That's it went through my mind too, and I was like, God, gas is so expensive, and I'd have to take so many days off work.
I was like, man, I hit a Bloodshot. I was like, man, my bad, bro. I'll make it up to you fucking next year, dude. Like, I just couldn't. I tried. Like I said, I tried, man. Like, there was no fucking planes. I even looked for a fucking train. It was just like, there's nothing. Like, if you want to make some money, go invest in the infrastructure of getting some fucking flights to goddamn New Mexico, and you can probably make some fucking dollars. Dude, especially Gallup. I've only ever been to the Juggalos one time. Like, I've only performed out there like in New Mexico once. And
that show looks sick, by the way. I can't wait for next year if they do it there. It's gonna be sick.
Oh yeah, it'll be even bigger. It'll be way bigger. It had a good turnout. From the pictures and the shit that I saw, it was like a decent turnout.
Look good.
Yeah, man, fucking Bloodshot's my dog. I give him shit, but that's my boy, man. Damn, he's always been cool as fuck to me. Like,
yep.
He's seen me at a very young age. Like, a lot of these cats saw me come up, and like they never really like fuck with me like that. Again, like I don't really get invited to the quote horrorcore table. Like the cool kids in the horrorcore camp don't really fuck with me like that. And like I've been fucking around with this scene and been in the scene since I was like fucking like 13, like really doing music from like 16 up to this point. And like for him to be like, yo man, you want to do some shit? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to do some shit, dude. Fuck yeah.
Man. And he was like on my 5th episode of the show, and I was just starting up, man. Like he's awesome. He's really cool at giving people a chance. So, and
he's always, like I said, man, he's always been like that, man. Circling back, YesSER Apparel. You can get these bad boys, you know, fucking let's get witchy shirts, you know what I mean, available, whatnot. Yeah. I got a whole fucking line, dude. I do a bunch of different designs and shit. You can go to YesSEREnt.net/store and pick up all that shit in any size, color, whatever the fuck's your preference. And you can have that shit shipped to you, bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, man. And other than that, just like I said, just trying to do shows, as many shows as possible, fucking shoot videos, you know, just standard fucking artist shit you got to do just to fucking do shit, you know, stay relevant within the algorithm, I guess. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a movie. That should be cool. I got like a bunch of different ideas. It's just more or less like getting to, like, everybody needs a budget, right? So like it's hard. You just gotta find people that's down to work within your budget. You know what I mean?
Your autobiopic, your 8 Mile thing would be.
Oh
cool.
Man, I've heard that shit too a lot.
Backstory.
Man.
That'd be cool.
Like, man, just everything, dude. Like the fact of what we're doing right now. Like it's definitely like a story to tell for sure.
And you can even lead it into horror, like show the devolvation of your character turning into that psychopath that you see on Horrorcore Part 2. It's kind of, you never know. You can do any genre with Crackle Kapone in a movie, just like the music.
We can do anything from a Western to a fucking sci-fi film, man. Like, to the fucking hoodest fucking movie ever. Like, again, man, like it's whatever.
Cool, man.
I'm down, dude. Like, we can get that bitch on Tubi. Fucking run it.
Word. All right, man. Thanks so much for coming on the show. It was an honor.
Yes, sir.
I can't wait to see what comes up. Yes, sir. Whoop, whoop. Talk to you soon.
Men in America.
Hit me up,
He's a notorious and admitted serial killer. And in the last 48 hours, his story has come to a dramatic conclusion. We got a rare and chilling interview with him.
It's my August Underground and I ain't talking vocal. I'ma rape this bitch and then I rip about her vocals. I'ma take you to a place that they won't never show you. Blood stains the wall, let me paint a morbid picture. 5 children went missing since the 19th of December. 3 bodies just showed up and they all have been dismembered. The other 2 I stacked and then I burned it like some timber. Met her off a tender, steak knife in her innards. This ain't for beginners, this is for the wicked. Put their heads on pivots, I despise to live
directly linked to over a dozen murders, as victims turned up from coast to coast.
When you look at me, you know what hate is, because I don't know what love is. Two words I don't like to use is love and sorry, because I'm about hate.
His methods for killing were as random as the people he targeted. He raped many before cutting their throats or beating them, stabbing others. He strangled some.
A lot of jerking, a lot of movement.
They call me a psycho. I do it in the name of Sam. Cut her face off and bake it like a rack of lambs. Damn, stinks the air. I pour out bleach and cut on veins. I bought this horror for a dub I found on OnlyFans. I'm on the dark web looking custies before I cut her guts. Get the ice and making sure incisions don't fuck it up. That's the make and breaking point of a couple $1,000. Doctors pay a higher price if their heart ain't cut up. I don't mind is what I do. Join the code to be the fool. Give a fuck what you think is cool. You won't make it on the nose. This ain't movies, you won't cruise. Hollow bodies in a pool. Start to busting in they ooze. Didn't teach you that in school. Found her naked in the woods, long way from a neighborhood. Only missing was her foot. Parasite was in her lung. Corpse cooked not by the sun. She was dead before the lunch. Hate and fear is what we lust. Yeah.
I like to use a knife. A gun is too violent, too noisy, but just fit my hand well.
And later, he admitted to killing dozens more. So many, he says he can't even keep track.